So, you load up Halo Infinite for the first time and almost instantly realize that this game is absolute unfinished garbage. Now don't get me wrong, 343 definitely made a game. I would argue that they made a pretty good game. But the absolute insane bare bones state that this game launched and set the expectations of the player base to almost nothing, piled on to the fact that 343 couldn't even add anything because the game was built on spaghetti code. The problem is that Halo is not just its gameplay. These features that were cut were not just extra features, a lot of them were defining parts of Halo. And this has been a problem throughout all of 343's time with Halo, with each game gradually chipping off pieces of the block, where today, people get excited for monetized colors. But there's one thing that has transcended this buffoonery, a feature so cool, so genuinely incredible, but more importantly defining, Playable Elites. Every single father Halo player will tell you that the first time they saw this was one of the greatest moments in their Halo career. From the exact moment Bungie introduced Playable Elites, it was for a greater purpose, more than just an alien skin. But don't get me wrong, guys. For how absolutely insane Elites look, that's more than a good enough reason for them to be a staple in the series. But the point is that the purpose of Playable Elites was never the fact that they looked cool. So let's analyze Halo 2. From the very first cutscene, Arbiter is introduced in a scene that characterizes the Covenant and their actions in Halo 1. Which Halo 1 did take a very different approach to the Covenant, in which it was more of a rip and tear, shoot those alien bastards. But in my opinion, Halo 2 giving the Covenant meaning and character set the foundation of the Halo universe that was built throughout the years. A universe where it's not just about humanity, and rather all different civilizations, species, histories, religions. The Arbiter was so much more than just an elite that you could play as. His story in Halo 2 showed us so much of the Covenant's depth. The fact that the Covenant was built on lies and how the different species were affected and how they would move on was just done incredibly. And of course the Arbiter, who represented the entire elite species. Playable Elites were a representation of the fact that Halo was so much more than just humanity and Spartans, which is something that I think 343 has seriously struggled with in every game they made. Like, compare Halo Infinite multiplayer to Call of Duty Infinite. Like, on a surface level, what are the differences? Well, Halo's maps do have more meaning. But other than that, it's just soldiers with super suits shooting each other. Check the campaigns. Halo 4 and Infinite have no sign of any friendly elites or aliens. Halo 5 did, but it sucked acid. Let's not talk about it. I think by this point, it's a very well-known fact that 343 is always doing this Spartan story, and Spartans are Avengers, and Halo is about Spartans, and this is very apparent in all of 343's multiplayers, where it's just Spartan exercise and Spartan training, Spartan ops. It's literally not cool. Like, it just isn't. Obviously, it doesn't align with Halo's identity as a universe, but it's like 343 thinks Spartans are the only selling point of Halo. A lot of this become your own Spartan stuff is genuinely lame. Like, look at Halo Reach with those huge ass alien elites. The game has a more similar focus to Combat Evolved, where the Covenant are treated more like evil aliens, but guess what? Bungie still put in Playable Elites, even if it was just for custom games and invasion. Now regarding Halo 4 and 5, I can almost understand why they didn't make these guys playable. I definitely would have. I probably would have gone through a whole ass character arc if they were playable.
I'm gonna have to kill somebody. That's what it's looking like.
But Halo Infinite, come on, dude. The elites look incredible, and they're also the same size as a Spartan. Like, could you imagine? Obviously how cool you would look, but also the customization? Like with Yeager and his prosthetic limbs with that good ass helmet, like damn, dude. Do not forget that Halo Infinite is trash spaghetti code, and Playable Elites are a lot more than just some skin. They would have to redo every single animation, which means that Halo Infinite will never get Playable Elites. But yeah, Playable Elites are simply really cool looking, but they also represent the fact that Halo isn't just a bunch of Spartan superheroes. It's more than that. By themselves, they've built up entire communities, and yes, it is hard to redo every single animation in the game, but you're not going to make a great game without effort.